Today's Pool and Patio presents how to clean a diatomaceous earth or DE filter. It is recommended that a DE filter be cleaned twice a year as preventative maintenance. The first step is to turn off the filtration system. Depending on your pool system, you may need to turn off the automatic timer. A backwash is needed to flush most of the old DE media and dirt out of the filter. Turn the backwash valve into the backwash position. Then, turn the filtration system back on. Monitor the water coming out of the hose, and once the water becomes clear, the dirt and DE media has been flushed out. Turn off the filtration system. Next, remove the drain plug from the bottom of the filter tank, allowing the rest of the water to drain from the tank. Opening the air relief valve will help speed up the draining process. Once the tank has been drained, proceed to removing the band clamp from the tank. A wrench or a power drill is usually all that is needed. Once the spring, washers, and bolts are removed, you may need to nudge the clamp to get it to come free from the tank. Next, remove the top lid, exposing the DE filter. Excess diatomaceous earth, or DE, on top of the manifold and around the filter elements is normal and should be expected. Remove the manifold from the filter grids. Set each grid aside for inspection and cleaning. When removing grids, be sure to shake well, allowing the DE clumps to fall into the filter tank. Now, remove the bottom manifold and set it aside for cleaning. Remove all excess DE clumps from the bottom of the tank. Rinse the top and bottom manifolds until clean. Rinse off each filter element, removing all dirt and debris. Once cleaned, inspect each panel for rips, tears, and cracks in the plastic frame structure. Take time to inspect the tops of the panel grids, making sure they are structurally sound and have no tears. Next, inspect the manifolds for any cracks. Before placing grids back onto the manifold, take a second to inspect the nipple of each grid. Put the top manifold on the ground upside down for easy installation. Now, place the nipple of each grid into the slot on the manifold. Keep in mind, there are 7 full-size grids and 1 partial-size grid. The smaller grid goes on next to the standpipe port. When putting the bottom manifold back onto the grids, be sure the rod lines up with the hole on the top manifold, allowing it to go through freely. Also, make sure to line up the gaps on both manifolds. Once the bottom manifold is set properly, each grid will sit flush against it. Tilt the filter back, giving you access to the rod, allowing you to screw the nut back on. Now, flip the filter assembly upright and finish tightening the nut, being very careful not to over-tighten, causing the manifold to crack. Water-resistant silicone adhesive can be used to ensure that the nut doesn't loosen over time. To ensure an airtight seal when putting the tank back together, clean and grease the O-ring. Lube tube is an excellent O-ring lubricant. Coat the entire ring with a thin layer of grease. Clean and grease the standpipe O-ring as well. Now place the DE filter back into the tank, aligning the top manifold with the standpipe in the filter tank. When putting the top back on the tank, make sure to have the pressure gauge facing out for easy access. Put the clamp back on and secure it with the bolt, spring, and washers. Tighten the bolt until the spring is fully compressed, leaving a small gap in the band. Screw the drain plug back into the bottom of the tank. Put the backwash valve back into the filtering position. Open the air relief valve and start the system back up. Allow all the air to bleed out of the relief valve. Once water sprays out continuously, close the relief valve. The pressure gauge should read between 10 and 20 psi in most pools. Finally, the filter needs to be recharged with fresh DE media. Fill a small bucket with water. Because DE filters differ in size, be sure to use the recommended amount of DE media that your filter requires. Add the media and mix together until the DE media is well mixed. Pour the entire contents into the skimmer. Your DE filter is now clean. This video is presented by Today's Pool and Patio.